Hey up you lovely lot, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Right, I've got the don'ts of visiting the south of USA. I did Walters World, the don'ts of visiting the USA, but this time it's specifically the south. I'm already subscribed, I'll give it a like. I wonder what he's going to tell me about not to do down there. Same as the other one that I said last time. Just use your bloody brain. I don't know. It should be good. But do a little bit of research. So this is my research before I eventually get over there. See, I do want to get over there eventually. And the south, because it's much warmer than where it is here. So I want to go somewhere warm. But let's see what I have to avoid doing when I get there.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walters World, and today we are here in Savannah, Georgia. And today what we're going to cover for you are the don'ts of visiting the south of the U.S., and specifically the southeast, you know, the deep south, the Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, this kind of stuff, because there's some things you should know that are different than the traditional don'ts of the U.S. They're specific in general. There's some we want to focus on just for here in the south. And the first don't I have for you is...
I won't pause it too much. Right, no, I am going to eventually film myself making some iced tea. I want to do it, but I want the weather to get a little bit warmer first so I can enjoy it proper in the sun.
Don't forget your manners. Look, manners are a huge thing in the South. Whether you're a little kid or you're an old man, you need to have your manners when you're here. You do use your pleases and thank yous and yes ma'am and yes sir and things like that. That is not optional. That is how you speak when you're here, and you always show people respect, especially people that are older than you, okay? So you will be holding the door for people and things like that. And I'll tell you, don't you ever let an old Southern woman or an old Southern man or anyone that seems older than you stand up. You always give up your chair to the older ladies or the older gentlemen when you are there, because it is a sign of respect. That's how it works here in the South, because manners are a huge thing when you are here. And another thing is don't forget to smile when you are here. You'll see how happy and friendly the people are. And one of the parts that is just this happy-go-lucky nature that you have here in the South. So don't forget to smile.
I might struggle there because my resting face, I genuinely just look pissed off all the time. I have people say to me, "Are you alright? What's up?" No, I genuinely look mardy all the time.
Because you will have a good time. And with that is, don't be surprised if people randomly start up conversations with you when you are here in the South. Going grocery shopping, if you pass by somebody maybe twice in 2 different aisles, don't be surprised you strike up a conversation out of the blue on the next aisle. It is a completely normal...
Or rather, I didn't. One of my children had that
thing here, because the Southerners are super friendly. I know, we were at a restaurant here in town a couple days ago. My credit card fell through the crack in the floor, like it was like a deck kind of thing that they had built up. They pried up the floor to get my card out. I'm like, dude, I can call and cancel the card. It's okay. They're like, no, we got this taken care of. The people in the South are super friendly, so don't freak out about it. It's not fake. They are really that friendly and that helpful. So don't be scared to ask for help when you come here. That's another don't I have for you, because you're going to see towns like Savannah or Charleston. There's so much history here. You're not sure, what should I be looking at here? I mean, you have this picture. What should I look at? Well, you got the cotton exchange right there. Like, oh, there's a historic building. And you got the fountains, and you got the Capitol building. You have these things. You're like, wow, it is kind of a cool thing to check out, but you want to know more. And the Southerners do have a lot of pride in their hometowns, in their home states and stuff like that, that they will share that with you. So don't be afraid to ask, hey, we're the best biscuits in town. We're gonna get the best, you know, the strongest drinks in town. They will be friendly and they will help you out. One of the things is when you do talk to the Southerners, you might notice that sometimes they're an accent. And what I will say is, don't think that that accent makes them stupid, okay? Just because someone has an accent doesn't make them like not know something or be less intelligent or whatever. And you have this stereotype that TV and radio and movies really kind of promote is, oh, if you got an accent, you must be some kind of hillbilly. Do not think that the Southerners are hillbillies. Don't think that accent makes them stupid. It's not the case. You can have some great conversations with people when you are here, and they'll know more than you actually think they do. And so I want to give you the heads up on that. And another don't I have...
Again, I reckon I am a bit biased towards the Southern accent. So, yeah, films did go with the hillbilly quite strong, aren't they, over the years? But I don't think it sounds stupid in the least.
It's not the case.
It sounds safe when a southern woman speaks. I don't know why. Soothing as hell.
You can have some great conversations with people when you are here, and they'll know more than you actually think they do. And so I want to give you the heads up on that. And another don't I have with you is when you are here and you do bring your kids, don't be surprised if your kids are acting up, if the locals will tell your kid, hey, straighten up, hey, get it together. You will see that here.
And I believe more of that should happen as long as the actual person is meaning well. It ain't just some random nut job. But yeah.
People do scold other people's kids when you're here in the South. And I know if you're in the North or you're in California, West Coast or something like that, and someone tells your kid, hey, watch it, kid, you're like, don't tell my kid what to do. I've had people do that to us before. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, your kid just kicked me.
I don't know, as a parent, if I saw, it only ever happened once, I can't yeah, no, I was telling one of my kids, no, they couldn't have some chocolate or whatever. I don't know whether it was chocolate, but it was something. I was saying no. And some old lady came along and she's like, your dad says no. And that was it. Instantly, he just head down, didn't say another word about it. I was like, there you go. In that sort of situation, and now he's just mentioned the word kick. Yeah. Definitely say something.
California, West Coast or something like that, and someone tells your kid, hey, watch it, kid, you're like, don't tell my kid what to do. I've had people do that to us before. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, your kid just kicked me. Am I supposed to let your kid, hit me or something? Here, that stuff doesn't fly. Your kid's acting obnoxious.
It depends how depends on the age of the kid and how the other person reacts. If they just start screaming at your toddler, then not quite.
Be prepared to have people call you out on that, because remember, number one, manners, okay? And that goes from young to old. So make sure little Johnny or little Susie know that, hey, you say yes ma'am, yes sir, please and thank you, and you don't make a mess, all right? So just a heads up on that one. Now, when they do call out your kids for the behavior, they're not judging you and judging your parental skills and stuff like that. What they kind of do here in the South is, it's the old mantra, it takes a village to raise a child, and so the whole village is helping out raising the child, okay? So don't be offended by it. Because you know what? It is hot when you're here, and that's my next don't is, don't melt when you come to the South. Look, July and August, oppressive heat in pretty much the entire deep South, and in lots of places, oppressive humidity, like
gets to 20 degrees here, I can't convert that in my head. It gets to 20 degrees here and I'm melting, I can't cope. A couple of years back it got to like 40 and that is insane. It weren't heard of in my lifetime anyway. Not where I live anyway. Ain't pleasant, so I'm intrigued to see what it says it gets here.
You walk out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna melt and die, oh, help me God. You do have that when you are here. So if you're gonna come, there's a reason why so many people winter in the South, because it's got nice weather in the winter. So come down here from October till April, and you're not gonna have the insane heat, you're gonna have nice weather. And
really? So I want to go there during winter time. Would that still be averagely hotter than it is here in the UK in our summer? As I said, our summer averages like 25 degrees. So what is it like in the milder months then?
Less humidity, but don't expect to not die of the heat and humidity if you do come in July and August. So I'll be honest with that. It can be pretty bad, okay? And I guess one of the other don'ts I'll have for you is,
I need to find out how hot it is. And see what it says. Over 38 often, ranging from 20. See, that is... why did I think it was going to be out there? Try August. But they do say heats feel different in different places, don't they? I genuinely thought he was going to say hotter than that. 25 to 34. See, yeah. It would be too much continuous all day, every day like that. No. I want the heat, but not for too long.
if you're really hot and you want to get a drink and you go in, they might ask you, hey, I'm in July and August, so I'll be honest with that. It can be pretty bad, okay? And I guess one of the other don'ts I'll have for you is if you're really hot and you want to get a drink and you go in, they might ask you, hey, what kind of Coke do you want? You're like, what? So my thing is, don't think that Coke just means Coke. Here, a lot of times what you'll see is they'll say, hey, what kind of Coke you want? They mean, what kind of soda would you like? What kind of pop or sody pop or drink? It's just the word they...
I had heard that. That's pretty crazy. Coke for all drinks. Because in my head then I was going, well, it's cola, the actual thing, and Coke's the brand in it. Coca-Cola. Yeah, I have heard that. I didn't know it was a South thing.
Use for soda is Coke, okay? So don't freak out. Like, I don't drink Coke. Yeah, I know. We have lots of different Cokes, right? Dr. Pepper, whatever. You do have that when you are here. Now, the last few years, I've definitely seen a drop off in the number of places where they do use Coke as the de facto word for soda or soda pop. So you might not see it too often, but occasionally you will. So I just want to give you that heads up. And
if I was asked what Coke I want, I'd have probably said, do you have cherry Coke? Would I have got cherry Coca-Cola or a can of cherry pop then? I'd have probably got, yeah, that'd have confused the hell out of me.
Thing is, if you're gonna meet up with Southerners to have a drink, whether it's a Coke or a beer or whatever, is you gotta realize is don't expect the Southerners to be on time.
Sorry, I'm not pausing too much. It's, in my last Walter video talking about seafood and stuff like that, I said I don't like it. I can't stand any water food. Someone in the comments mentioned about you're British and you don't like fish and chips. I have to be really in the mood to eat cod, battered cod from the chippy. It doesn't taste like fish, and when it's coated in loads of vinegar and salt, you can't really taste it. I don't know. I feel as though it must be in my blood to eat that now and again. I have never ate prawns, shrimps, crayfish, any of that. Everybody in my family loves fish but me. I don't know. Creeps me out.
There's definitely a much more laissez-faire attitude with time here in the South. And as Jocelyn will tell you, look, with this kind of humidity, how's my hair going to dry? You know, these kind of things, it takes a little bit more time. Or Jocelyn will tell me, hey, I've got to get my face on. Look, the thing is time is very relevant here. So if you're setting up a time, hey, let's meet at 8 o'clock.
I know a lot of you people are watching this and are like, that stuff is amazing, you got to try it, and when I'm there, I will. I've got to try everything and do everything that's, you know what I mean, laid out in front of me, food-wise. But no, it's only something I'd try when I'm there. And again, I might love it. I love taters. I don't know. It might, again, apart from crab sticks or imitation crab, I think you guys call it. I only learnt that the other day. Them crab sticks and cod from the chippy. I don't think I've ever had any other type of fish. It just...
Clock. They might not be there till 8:30 or something like that or later. And don't worry if they write, she's like, oh, we're on our way. And that means like, I'm getting in the shower, okay? So the more time you spend here, you'll realize that, yeah, on time, not always a thing to expect to have here. Now, going back to that drinky kind of thing, another thing you need to know is when you get tea here, don't think your tea is going to be unsweetened, okay? In the South, you drink sweet tea, period, end of story. Unsweetened tea belongs...
I know I'm pausing a lot, but again, I want to make some sweet tea, some iced tea on video, but when the weather gets better, so I can enjoy it proper. But the amount of sugar that I burn, I don't know, but hell of a lot of sugar goes into it, doesn't it? See, I've got to watch a couple of videos on how to make it.
In one place, down a drain, all right? So if you're gonna get tea, it's gonna be sweet tea, all right? And it's really good. And don't think that sweet tea is tea plus sugar. No, no, no. For all my friends, when you go to a restaurant in the north and you ask for sweet tea, they say, oh, I have sugar packets with the tea. You're like, no, that's not the same thing, all right? So don't expect unsweetened tea when you're here. But the thing is if you're looking at food, honestly, if you're gonna be coming to the South, don't bring tight clothes, or at least bring a belt with a couple extra loops on it, because you're gonna eat so much when you're here, because there's so much good food, from the fried chicken, the biscuits, the grits, oh my god.
I just wear trackers.
The barbecue, there's so much fantastic food that yes, you will get quite big when you are here. I mean, I'll show you a picture.
The idea of things like waffles, Belgian waffles, or what we call Belgian waffles, with meat, I don't know. Again, all this stuff I've got to try, like syrup and meat, I don't know.
Picture of before I started coming to the South, and this is what I look like now, okay? So heads up with that. So don't forget a bit more room in your clothing when you are here. Now my next stones kind of focus on some misconceptions of Southern food. No, they don't fry everything, but they do fry a lot. But honestly, my biggest stone would be that, look, don't think that barbecue goes on the grill. The grilling things you grill on your barbecue at home is hot dogs and burgers and steaks. Good. Barbecue here in the South is...
Pardon me, excuse me. I know this, what we call barbecue is what you guys call grilling. The everyday average person don't do much smoking. I've never met a person ever, I don't think, that smokes their meat. I suppose a lot of fellas here think they're smoking it when they close the lid down on the grill. It's about as smoked as it gets. But there is places around. I haven't been to one, none near me, that do authentic USA barbecue.
Smoked meat, whether it is of course Boston butt, oh my god, pulled pork is fantastic, or you're having brisket or whatever, you have the smoked meat that's been on there for hours and hours, and it makes it all succulent and juicy, and it's so good. And that's why when you're in the South, you're eating barbecue all over the place, because the thing is, if you're thinking that barbecue is just grilled meat, think about it. If you put a steak or any kind of meat on your grill straight on the flames for 7 hours, you know what you'd have? Charcoal, okay? It's not the same thing. So don't think barbecue is on the grill. It's in a smoker, just sucking in all those flavors. So definitely get barbecue when you are here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Another don't I have for you actually dealing with those barbecue thing is, don't be surprised if the barbecue sauce you have varies from state to state. So here in Georgia, we have sweet barbecue sauce, right? But if you go to South Carolina, it's like a barbecue-based barbecue sauce. If you go to North Carolina, it's a vinegar-based barbecue sauce. If you go to Memphis, well, Memphis, they use a dry rub on their ribs. And so you have all these different kinds of barbecue you could have. I mean, I was in Alabama, and oh my God, I have some fantastic ribs.
So what's Alabama white sauce? I'm guessing it's a roux, started with flour and butter and all that, but what spices and herbages do they put in there?
When I was there, and here in Savannah, I'm doing the pulled pork, and I mean, you just have all these different variations. So don't think, oh, I'm doing a Southern tour, we had barbecue in North Carolina, I don't need to have it again. You should, because it will be different each place you go. And one thing that kind of goes along with the regional differences in the...
I might say you use different woods as well. That's what I was reading in the comments. Different regions use different woods, and different woods for different animal. Makes sense. There's an old alchemy behind it. Science.
Barbecue is also, don't think that all the South is the same. I mean, if you're going to Atlanta, it's a very different experience than coming here to Savannah or going to Charleston, which is very different than going to New Orleans or Natchez in Mississippi, or going to Memphis versus Nashville or Knoxville, or going to the Outer Banks and these kind of things. You have a lot of different kind of regional differences in the South, whether it's geography, whether it's people, whether it's food and cuisine and stuff like that. And yes, different types of barbecue that are out there. So don't think it's all the same. And don't think, well, I went to Atlanta, I saw the South. No, you saw part of the South. So go and explore more of it. Another don't I have for you.
I get that sentiment, because a lot of people that travel to England, the UK, London. I get it. They go to London, but that really does not represent England at all, or the UK. It really doesn't.
It has to deal with that beautiful Spanish moss you see behind me. See it just kind of dripping down there. Oh, it is so cool. And you want to go and grab some and hold it like, oh, should I wear it as a shawl? Look, my don't for you is, if you're in the coastal part of the South and you see Spanish moss, don't touch it. There's little buggies in there. There's little chiggers in there that will bite you and bite you and bite you, and you get all itchy and stuff like that. So don't try to make your own I'm going to be Mark Walters picture and stuff it in your shirt so you get a big belly like me. Don't do that, okay? Because that stuff man, you'll be like, can't make it stop. And that's more, I mean, most people would know to do that, not to do that. But I have seen a lot of kids, they'll go and start playing with it and their parents don't realize it. So I want to make sure you know, don't play.
I'm not sure I'd want to walk down that street, all these bugs then.
With the Spanish moss. Now,
No.
a fashion don't I have for you, and I know I am not the person to listen to about fashion, and that's okay, is if you're a tourist, don't worry if you feel underdressed. Look, here in the South, you can, I mean, there's fashion, all fashion is acceptable here. You'll see people wearing flip-flops and G-strings, and you'll see people wearing their Southern gentleman best and their seersucker suits. You'll see that. And the thing is, though, if you go to, for example, you go to a football game in Georgia, guess what? You'll see people in heels. We were at the grocery store at Publix, and people are doing their grocery shopping in heels. It's not an uncommon thing. So don't feel that you have to dress up that nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, people will be appreciative of it, but you don't have to dress up that nice when you are here. So another don't in the South is don't mess with the mayonnaise. And in the South, you got
basically wear clean clothes and look semi sensible. Makes sense anywhere.
The best will be appreciative of it,
but you don't have
to dress up that nice when you are here. So another don't in the South is don't mess with the mayonnaise. And in the South, you got two great mayonnaise. The best is
I love mayonnaise, me. Bloody love it.
Blue Plate, also very much an acceptable kind of thing. Not Miracle Whip, no, never that. But Dukes, Blue Plate, you'll be good to go, and you'll get it on all kinds of stuff. Now another Southern food.
I've only ever had Heinz mayonnaise, so perhaps they're better. So I'll give that a try. Just mayonnaise that I've ever had just tastes like fake. I don't know. So I'm not dissing the mayonnaise, I'm dissing the one that I've tried. But for me though, I know this sounds weird to you guys probably, salad cream. It's made with eggs, but it's not mayonnaise. To me, it's sweeter. It tastes. I don't know, but mayonnaise is a bit of a driver to add flavours to a lot of the time as well, isn't it? I don't know what I'm talking about. Mayonnaise is lovely.
Food I want to give you a don't for are grits, okay? And my thing is, don't think grits are just for breakfast.
Is that porridge?
Because when you see grits, they look like a cream of wheat or an oatmeal or a porridge kind of thing. But the thing is, they do look like that, but they're actually made out of hominy. Okay. If you're not sure what hominy is, it's like a corn derivative, so you do have that. But the thing is, you look at it, you think, oh, this is going to be like a porridge. It's only for breakfast. Oh, no, 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 no. Grits are good any time of the day. You can have normal plain grits or cheese grits, which is always good. My personal favorite, if you're looking for something like a lunch or a dinner thing, shrimp and grits, oh my God, it is so good. So don't think grits are just for breakfast. It may look like it, but it so isn't. And going along with that, don't think biscuits are the same here as well, because biscuits in the South, there's a different kind of flour they use. So make sure if you get a chance to grab some biscuits whenever you can, because oh my God, they are so good. Seriously, don't.
I've got to 100% try that, because I have seen non-Americans try biscuits and sausage gravy for the first time, and you can tell they weren't just saying for the camera, that's nice. You could literally see like, wow. So yeah, I imagine the gravy's nice. Oh, almost a bacon butty there. Bacon and egg butty.
Pass up the food in the South. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is so good, from the fried chicken to the pecan pie to, oh my God, anything pecan you have here is awesome. And the thing is, if you go into cities like Savannah, you'll have traditional Southern cuisine, you know, collars and stuff like that. But you also have newer kind of fusion kind of Southern food. So you can have all kinds of great mixes.
Is that crispy chicken skin there? I know it just said something, but...
Savannah, you'll have traditional Southern cuisine, you know, collars and stuff like that.
Deviled eggs, pimento cheese. Oh, right, no. See, it's that crispy chicken skin. If that is yum. I love crispy chicken skin.
You also have newer kind of fusion kind of Southern food, so you have all kinds of great mixes. Now, another thing you should know is when you come to the South, I know when people come from around the world to come visit the U.S., we have a very popular sport here in the U.S. we call football, or you might call American football. And here in the South, it's like a religion. People love their SEC football. They have their Georgia Bulldog shirts on, or their Alabama, the Crimson Tide, or LSU.
SEC's college, innit? I've learned that pretty much recently.
Or whatever, they really love their football in the South, okay? And so if you're gonna make this thing, oh, it's boring, soccer's better or basketball's better, just don't just don't. I'm telling you right now, it is not worth the headache of the discussion because they love their football here. They're super passionate about it. And don't pass up the chance to go to a football game on a Saturday in the fall because it'll be a great experience, not just for the game, but...
I'm realistic. When I get there, I want to try and do it for at least a month at some point before I'm 50. And it's closer than you actually think, maybe. I don't know, I may look very old. But I'm realistic with it. I want to see baseball. I want to see NFL. I want to do it all, but be realistic about it all. I definitely 100% want to, if I had to pick out the baseball and NFL so far, it'd be NFL.
Don't miss out on tailgating, the party before the game when you're...
For that, I mentioned it when I did the NFL videos that I can't stay still too long. It's a miracle that I stay here as long as I do, if I'm honest with you. I always run about. But the tailgating for me would by far be the best bit. You know, chatting to everyone, mingling with everybody, just having a laugh. But I didn't read in the comments. I asked whether you could go in and out at the arena, the stadium, but I'm guessing you can't because it'd be stupid if you could walk in and out. But no, I want to go to a game for the tailgating.
Grilling out and you're drinking beer with your buddies and stuff like that. It's a whole experience, and you'll see that, wow, why is it from on this Saturday it's from 3 till 6 the city was empty? Oh, because the Georgia Bulldogs were playing, and so everybody in town was watching the game. You do have that when you are here. And I guess another don't I'll give you is when you're preparing for that tailgate and you're going to the grocery store or the grocery, when you get your stuff, you know that little thing you fill up with all the groceries, that thing you push around? Don't call it a cart here. It's called a buggy, all right? It's a buggy you push around. And my last don't for you is don't skip out on visit.
See, I'm glad they told me that because I would have called it a cart because I knew that's what you call a shopping cart. We call it a trolley.
In the South, you will fall in love with it, with amazing architecture, amazing people, tons of beautiful towns to visit. You go to Natchez, Mississippi, or on the Mississippi River and seeing all the homes there, or visiting New Orleans and seeing the history there and the Creole culture, or maybe you're heading up to Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is, or you're heading through Alabama, or you're coming here into Savannah, Georgia, going to...
What's that coming out of the window there? That looks amazing. See, that's what I want to do. When I visit new places, I do want to walk around suburbs and that. To be a bit nosy to see what's going on, do you know what I mean? Rather than just being centres of places. I literally walk around and see the real places and that. But yeah, I noticed something coming out of the left window, like an hand. There's something on the left here. In a minute.
In New Orleans and seeing the history there and the Creole culture, or maybe you're heading to Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is, or you're heading through Alabama, or you're coming here into Savannah, Georgia, or going to Charleston, or hitting Atlanta, the mega metropolis of the South, going up to Asheville for amazing beer, or hitting the Outer Banks. There's so much great things to enjoy in the South that you really want to go and explore. And that's why I tell people, don't try to see the whole U.S. Pick a region and focus on that. And the South is a great region to see because you can drive around lots of places. The roads are good because there's no freezing and thawing, so the highways stay even, which is awesome. And you really, really love it because the people, they care about their cities, they care about their towns, they have a very much pride in those places, so they want to share that with the tourists like you, like me, so you will fall in love with places like that. And we really appreciate all of your support, whether it's in following, or it's in liking, or it's in subscribing. It means the world to us, and we do hope you sign up because we do put out travel videos every Wednesday and Saturday. If I have time, I put out a few more during the week from all over this great world we have. So I will say goodbye from here in Savannah, Georgia, and have a great time, y'all. You will.
Mate. Right, I read in the comments as well that this guy's really good. He's legit. He goes all over the world. But I'm going to, for now, check out all the American stuff that he's done, because that's specifically what I'm doing. Unless you guys say he did a video on this place, check this out. Then I will, if enough of you suggest videos that are non-American from this guy, then I don't see why not. Democracy wins. But yeah, I enjoyed that. See, the buggy and cart thing, 100% would call it a cart. If I didn't call it a trolley by accident, I'd try and do as the Romans do, as they say. I'd have tried saying cart, but no, it's buggy. But yeah, enjoyed that, and I'll keep checking his stuff out. If you guys enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up if you want to, and all that good stuff, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, bye bye.